Number 11, WAEC 2026, Mathematics Theory. Number 11A and B. Question A. The profit P made by a retailer for selling Y number of articles in a day is given by this formula: P equal to 3y squared minus 9 all over y minus 2, then minus 18 all over y minus 2. Now, this is the formula that is given to calculate profit made by a retailer when y number of items is sold. Therefore, I can organize this formula by finding the LCM. So the LCM is y minus 2. So that is now going to give me 3y squared minus 9 minus 18, making the value of P now to be equal to 3y squared minus 27 divided by y minus 2. Okay, by this formula now, we're organized. Question I. If a $16 profit was made in a particular day, determine the number of articles sold. Remember, Y represents the number of articles sold. Therefore, if the value of the profit made is $16, how then do we find the actual value of the number of items sold? Therefore, I can now come here and write, for the value of P, I'm now using this formula. For the value of P being 16, that is the profit made, is $16. Now, this is equal to 3y squared minus 27 divided by y minus 2. Okay? Now, we are solving to get the actual value of y. Therefore, by cross multiplication, I am going to get 16 times y is 16y. 16 multiplied by minus 2 will give me minus 32 equal to 3y squared minus 27. Okay, so organizing this, I am going to get that 3y squared, okay, minus 16y, then minus 27 plus 32 is equal to 0. So I have carried everything to one side, and this is what I got. Therefore, 3y squared minus 16y, then minus 27 plus 32 is going to give me exactly 5, okay? Plus, I will get plus 5, all right? Equal to 0. At this point, I can now solve this question for the value of y quadratically, since it has resulted to a quadratic equation. So what I will do here, let's find two numbers I can multiply. Mind you that 3 multiplied by 5 will give me 15, meaning that I will look for two numbers I will multiply and get 15. And when I add them, I'll get minus 16, which I know that minus 1 and minus 15 can do the job, because minus 1 multiplied by minus 15 will give me positive 15. And when I add minus 1 to minus 15, I'll get minus 16. So I'm going to use these two values to solve this simultaneous equation using factorization method. Therefore, 3y squared minus y minus 15y plus 5 will be equal to 0. Therefore, I can now group them in pairs to have it like this. Common in the first bracket is y, okay? Then I now have left 3y minus 1. Common in the second bracket is minus 5 is common, so that inside the bracket I can have left 3y minus 1. This is correct because minus 5 times minus 1 will give me exactly what I have here, which is plus 5. Beautiful. Everything is equal to 0. Therefore, since the brackets are the same, I take one of the brackets, which is 3y minus 1. Then take the ones outside the bracket, which is now going to be 3. Please, this place, what is common is actually value of y is what is common. So if I bring y outside here, then I have left 3y minus 1. So it's correct. So it is not 3 that is common to be outside. It is letter Y. Now, this place now can now be Y outside, then minus 5. Everything equal to 0. Therefore, moving forward in this, what I now have, it means that 3y minus 1 is equal to 0, which implies that y is equal to 1 all over 3. And from the second bracket, it means that y minus 5 is equal to 0, which means that the value of y is equal to 5. Mind you, y represents number of articles. Y is equal to number of articles sold. Number of articles sold, okay, in a particular day. So it cannot be a fraction. Okay, you cannot get an article and they break it into 3 places and begin to say in pieces. So we expect to get an integer. Therefore, we are going to discard this particular 1 over 3 and use y equal to 5 as the correct value. So in conclusion to that question number 11AI, we can now say that the number of articles sold is equal to 5. Final answer. All right. So going back to the question as given to us, remember, I says that if a $16 profit was made in a particular day, determine the number of articles sold. So 5 articles were sold and $16 was made. Now we go to II. On a particular day, no profit was made for the sales of articles. Find the number of articles sold. So particular number of articles were sold and there was no profit made. What does that mean? It simply implies that after selling the articles, some number of articles, there was no profit. So how do we know the exact number of articles that were sold when there is no profit? What this thing means is that, remember our formula that we are using from what we have resolved here. We are using the formula, that is, I am in question AII now, okay? We are using the formula profit equal to 3y squared minus 27 divided by y minus 2. Now, when there is no profit, what it means, remember before, I made P to be 16, okay, in order to find y. Now, P will be 0 because there is no profit made, equal to 3y squared minus 27 divided by y minus 2. By cross multiplication, if I use y minus 2 to multiply 0, I'll still get 0 equal to 3y squared minus 27. So this thing means that 0 or 0 is equal to 3 is common, then y minus 9. All right. So moving forward, this is now going to be that 3 is equal to 0. So this is discarded. And we also have it that y minus 9 is also equal to 0. Meaning, please, this is y squared. So I omitted square here because this is what I factored outside was 3. So I got here y squared minus 9. Therefore, so this is now y squared minus 9. Implying that y squared now will be equal to 9, okay? And moving forward to find the actual value of y, I can now say that y is plus or minus the square root of 9, okay? And since it is like this, we can now conclude that the value of articles sold when there is no profit is equal to plus or minus 3. But you cannot say that you sold minus 3 items or minus 3 articles. No, that cannot be said. So you can only say 3 articles. Therefore, we now discard where y is negative 3. We discard this and then take where y is equal to positive 3, meaning that the number of articles sold on that particular day where no profit was made is 3. Therefore, question 11AI and the II is completed. Let's now go to question number 11B. Question number 11B. Here we are told to solve the inequality. 5 plus x all over 6. So we write it down. 11b, okay, 5 plus x all over 6 plus 4x minus 1 all over 3 is greater than or equal to 3x plus 2 all over 5. Let me be sure that I have copied the question correctly. 5 plus x over 6 plus 4x minus 1 over 3 greater than or equal to 3x plus 2 over 5. So we can now go and solve. All right. So 5 plus x over 6, 4x minus 1 over 3 greater than or equal to 3x plus 2 over 5. Now, first thing I will do in solving this question is to find the LCM. So the LCM of 6, 3, and 5 should be equal to 30. I will use 30 to multiply each term of the expressions. That means 30 multiply 5 plus x divided by 6, then plus 30 multiply 4x minus 1 all over 3 greater than or equal to 3x plus 2, okay, all over 5 multiplied by 30. What does this thing mean? This is simply a way to get rid of the fractions to make the equation a single equation. Therefore, 6 can come into 30 to give us 5. So 5 times 5 will give me 25, and 5 times x will give me 5x. Also, 3 can come into 30 to give me 10. 10 multiply 4x will give me 40x, and 10 multiply minus 1 will give me minus 10. Greater than or equal to 5 can come into 30 to give me 6. 6 multiply 3x will give me 18x, and 6 multiply 2 will give me 12. Now, I can collect like terms. 5x plus 40x can give me 45x, okay? Then 18x from the right hand side can come to the left and becomes minus 18x. Then greater than or equal to 12. Moving 10 to the right, we make it plus. And moving 25 to the right, we make it minus 25. Minus 25. Let's write it better. So minus 25. Beautiful. Now, what next? I can now work. So you can see 45, okay, minus 18 will give me 27x greater than or equal to 12 plus 10 will give me 22, and 22 minus 25 will give me minus 3, implying that the actual value of x here is now going to be x is greater than or equal to minus 3 all over 27. We can reduce it to x greater than or equal to minus 1 all over 9. Final answer. Therefore, question number 11, WAEC 2026 theory. Question AI, II, and B are fully solved here. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you.